Do you ever wonder why your wife used to look at you like she couldn't wait to rip your clothes off, but now she won't even make eye contact? Jordan Peterson believes it's because most men panic and try harder, which kills desire even faster. So in this video, I'm showing you the 8-step polarity method that has helped hundreds of men win her back and restore passion. Peterson says desire hinges on a couple of key preconditions.
Like, it's hard for women to give themselves to men. What are the preconditions for that offering? Peace and security.
Put simply, when she feels peace and security, play can emerge, and that playful spark is how desire grows. But most men panic and skip the preconditions. Here's a way to visualize it. Think of sexual desire like a campfire that once burned bright between you. Most men, when they see the flames dying, they panic and start throwing everything they can onto the fire. More attention, gifts, promises, explanations. But wet wood and desperate energy just create smoke that drives everyone away from the warmth. The fire isn't dead, it's just suffocating. So here's the part most men miss. You don't need her permission to clear it away. When you show up with warmth, her desire remembers that old spark. But before you can reignite that fire, you have to stop doing the things that are smothering the flames. And that is where we start with step 1, pause anxious behaviors immediately. Imagine you're driving a car that's skidding on ice. The more you slam onto the accelerator, the more out of control you get. The only way to regain control is to stop all inputs. Hands off, feet off, let it settle. That's what you're doing here. You need to stop doing all the behaviors that are actively repulsing her right now. So, no chasing, begging, or emotional dumping. When she asks for space, give it to her completely. No checking in, no how are you text, no showing up unexpectedly. Think of it like two magnets. Two magnets stuck together have no pull, right? But if you separate them a little bit, you will notice that magnetic force will intensify. Moreover, avoid all logical arguments about why you should be intimate. Stop explaining how long it's been, how other couples do it, or how physical connection is important for the relationship. Logic doesn't create desire. It kills it. And stop love bombing as soon as possible. No excessive gifts, flowers, surprise visits, or pressure tactics. These feels manipulative, not romantic. So how do you actually do this in real life? Here's your homework for this week. Stop initiating sex completely and get your feminine energy needs met elsewhere. Take care of your sexual energy through self-pleasure and spending time in nature to reconnect with natural feminine flow and beauty. I bet that you will be surprised at how much of your desire for her was actually just neediness for feminine energy in general. So when you can appreciate feminine beauty and energy from multiple sources, you stop being desperately dependent on her for it. Step number 2 is observe the real root causes. Complaints about money, the in-laws, and household chores. Those aren't the real issues. They're symptoms of a much deeper problem. The real root of the issue is always emotional disconnection. So here's what most men don't understand. Women need to feel emotionally connected before they can open up sexually. While men, on the other hand, usually feel connected through sex. You're speaking different languages, just like Stephen Bartlett mentioned in this clip.
What if you just saw it as like your girlfriend speaks a different sex language? You're speaking one and you're like, I'm unsatisfied because she's speaking Spanish and she's going, I'm unsatisfied. And I need to learn a new language in order to have an effective sexual conversation.
There's a catch-22 happening. She can't express what's really wrong because you get defensive. So she attacks surface issues instead. It's natural to want to defend yourself when you feel attacked, but that's just deepening the disconnect. It's like she's speaking in code. Your job is to crack it by tuning into the emotion, not just her words. When she says, "You never help around the house," she actually means, "I don't feel admired." When she says, "You never listen to me," she means, "I don't feel seen as a woman." When she says, "Not tonight," she means, "I don't feel emotionally connected enough to be intimate." You want sex to feel close to her. She needs to feel close to you to want to have sex. So this week, stop defending against her words and start asking, what is she really trying to tell me about how I make her feel emotionally? Step 3, lead with your masculine energy. She didn't fall out of love with you. She fell out of attraction to your energy. So now it's time we rebuild your masculine energy on 4 levels where I see most of my clients lose their edge. First, physical level. Get your testosterone back online. Start lifting weights, get 8 hours of sleep, and spend 20 minutes in sunlight daily. Join a sport or competition because your wife fell in love with a man with drive and direction. Secondly, mental level. When she's upset, don't immediately try to fix it or get defensive. Practice staying calm and grounded. Third, social level. Reconnect with male friends and hold each other accountable. Women are unconsciously attracted to men whom other men respect. And fourth, energetic level. Master your inner polarity. Your masculine essence is pure consciousness. That's stillness, presence, unwavering direction, right? So when you're reactive or needy or scattered, you're operating from wounded feminine energy. So practice grounding exercises to get back to the core. For example, deep breathing, meditation, cold exposure. Learn to hold space without being pulled into the emotional chaos, right? Step 4, allow for genuine safety. This is where most men fail because they don't understand what safety means to a woman. It's about creating sacred space for her feminine to flow freely. And you do that by mastering emotional validation. When she's upset, your instinct is trying to fix it, right? Explain it or defend yourself. But here's what actually works. Try this exact formula. I hear that you feel emotion because her perspective. That's it. Full stop. Imagine this. Your partner is venting about her day. You simply say, I hear that you feel overwhelmed because you're handling too much on your own. And then watch her body language. Notice if her shoulders drop, if she sighs with relief, right? That's the power of feeling hurt. Moreover, stop all defensive reactions. When she brings up past mistakes, respond with, you're right. I wasn't the man you needed me to be. No explanations, no justifications. Her initial anger or testing when you start changing is actually a good sign. She's checking in to see if your transformation is real or just another manipulation attempt. So here's what you can practice. The next time she's emotional, become the most grounded person in the room. Your job isn't to calm her down. It's to not getting pulled into the chaos. Step 5, radiate authentic transformation. This is not about hacks or quick fixes because surface changes won't stick. You got to shift at the core. And here's how. Start by building what I call a sovereign mindset. Want her deeply, but don't need her validation to be okay. That paradox creates real safety because she can choose you freely without pressure. From there, take extreme ownership, which means taking full responsibility for your part without excuses. Stop saying, that wasn't my intention, and start saying, I can see how my actions affected you. Then eliminate all expectation and unspoken deals. Stop doing nice things, expecting sex or affection in return. She can feel the energy of expectation, and it repels her feminine essence. And most importantly, work on yourself for the right reasons, not to win her back, but because you're becoming the man you were always meant to be. Do it from self-love, not from, I'm not good enough. There's a huge energetic difference between proving versus knowing. When your transformation comes from knowing your worth, it radiates a completely different energy. She can feel the difference between a man who is desperately trying to prove his worth versus a man who knows his value. Step 6. Integrate conscious communication. Imagine this. You sit down with your wife, she is shut down. Both of you a little tense. But instead of blaming and complaining, you choose to be completely honest, no lies, not even small ones. She is looking for consistency to know if she can trust you again. And then address her deeper concerns, not just a trigger incident. If she hasn't wanted physical intimacy with you for weeks or months, and you feel frustrated and sad about that, the wrong approach is to say, we haven't had sex in like forever. You never want to be intimate anymore. What's wrong? The right approach is this formula. First, state the observation. I've noticed we haven't been physically intimate lately, and we've been spending less time together in the evenings. Second, name your real feeling. That makes me feel sad and lonely. Third, express your needs. I would love to understand what's happening for you so we can feel close again. And lastly, make a request. Would you be willing to share what's been on your heart lately? Notice how much safer and more open that feels compared to what's wrong with you, right? When you communicate this way, you're showing her that you care about her feelings, not just your frustrations. That reduces defensiveness and opens the door to real intimacy. And what if it feels awkward? Well, that is totally normal. You might stumble, your voice might tighten up, and that's okay. So try this tonight. If you want to talk about your sex life issues, use the 4 steps: observation, feeling, need, and request. Write them down first if that helps you, and then share it calmly. Step number 7, take care of the environment. Creating the right environment isn't about setting the mood with candles and wine. It's more about becoming the kind of presence she naturally wants to be around. So how do you create that? Here's a few ways. Give her complete agency. She must choose to return to intimacy, not feel pressured into it. So support her in exploring what she needs. Over time, she feels safe to return because she knows she's not being pressured. And then create a sacred space in your own home and in your interactions. For example, removing chaos, drama, pressure. Make your presence feel like a sanctuary she wants to enter into. And then live your own life, meaning pursue your purpose and goals independently. Create a life so fulfilling that her participation becomes a bonus, not a necessity. And demonstrate sustained change. Show consistency over months, not days. She needs to see that this isn't just a performance to win her back or a way to earn sexual rewards for good behaviors, right? So ask yourself this: how can I make our home and my presence feel more peaceful, safe, and inviting? Step 8, yield to authentic sexual desire. This isn't about begging for sex. It's about expressing your authentic desire from a place of sexual sovereignty, not neediness. Trust the natural flow between the opposite energies. When you consistently embody authentic masculine presence, her feminine energy will naturally want to dance with yours again. When you get to step 8, it's time to initiate sex without expectations. Because true sexual fulfillment requires expressing true desires. We shouldn't hold back being a man, right? You have desires, express them, but embrace also the taboo behind that. And that means moving beyond this held back desire or gentle approaches, and instead move on to unleashing your passion, authentic desire, that force, but it's anchored in love. What you can do here is, for example, whisper in her ear, "I want you tonight. After the movie, I'm running you a hot shower. I dry your hair and I take my time with you in the bed." And if she's not in the mood, completely fine. Don't expect it. Don't get sulky. Just say, "No rush. I love being close. Let's just hang out together." Stay warm, stay open, but it needs to be authentic. You cannot pretend that it's not bothering you. So what's the timeline reality of getting her desire back if you hadn't had sex for a long time? Well, most women begin responding to authentic transformation within 2 to 6 weeks, even though some of my clients see changes within days. But on the other hand, for full restoration of trust, if that has been broken, it takes longer, maybe about 3 to 6 months of consistent behavior. But I promise you, if you follow this polarity method consistently, it will work for you, just like it worked for hundreds of my previous clients. And when you apply it, watch how her energy and desire naturally starts flowing back towards you. When that happens, come back here to this video and comment on how it's going for you. If you want to fix a sexless marriage even faster, then watch this video next, where we will dive into the 10 lessons most married men are never taught about intimacy. And remember, you're not doing this to get her back. You're doing this to become the man you were always meant to be. That is where the magic happens. Blessings.